So we have all seen a lot from Marvel as they have introduced many characters to us and even some that aren't even in the comics, but luckily still fit into the storyline. Of course, they have had inspirations from the comics, but for some, they didn't go hand in hand with the comic and just copy the story and paste onto screen. There were things that were changed. For these storylines that we are about to show you, it was best for Marvel to keep it PG with some of these characters and plot details. For starters, Red Skull's backstory is far more brutal than what we were introduced as. He has the same powers as Captain America and seems polite and kind, but on his 17th birthday, he reveals himself to be a true psychopath, butchering over 200 people and slicing up his own face in a way that makes him look like a Red Skull. This is way more brutal than anything Marvel would want in their films, especially when it was still trying to launch its cinematic universe.
You see, I was his greatest success!
Next is Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch's relationship was far closer than what we saw them as in Avengers Age of Ultron or even in WandaVision. In the comics, that relationship was taken to the extreme when one storyline had them become lovers as well as siblings. Obviously, that's something Marvel wouldn't want either. When Ant-Man and the Wasp was introduced, Marvel made the decision to focus on Scott Lang's character and his family rather than Hank Pym's, for good reason, as in the comics, Hank had a history of domestic violence. Out of everything he has done, the comic book version of Pym is perhaps most remembered for hitting his wife Janet out of anger. Because of Marvel's family-friendly orientation, the prison from the Guardians of the Galaxy films where they were being held was far less dangerous than what was portrayed in the comics, having a mortality rate of 99%.
Check out the new meat. I'm gonna slather you up in Navi and jelly.
In the comic books for Civil War's inciting incident, a group of barely recognized heroes called the New Warriors attempt to take down a powerful villain named Nitro. Being unable to stop him, Nitro unleashes a powerful blast that kills over 600 civilians, many of them innocent children.
Body armor, AR-15s.
I make 7 hostiles.
For the comics, Captain America died from a brutal sniper attack, while interestingly enough, Tony Stark was an alcoholic. In an original draft, the screenwriters revealed that they did indeed include a subplot relating to Tony's alcoholism, but Marvel deemed it too dark. Given Robert Downey Jr.'s past struggle with alcohol and drugs, he probably understood how to play the part perfectly, but at the same time, probably wouldn't have been comfortable playing that part. In this next film, when Daredevil and Bullseye have their final fight, Daredevil pushes him out of a church where he lands on the hood of a car, injured but alive. In the comic, that scene plays out differently, with Daredevil intentionally letting Bullseye go so he would fall to his death. For Thor, Odin reveals an even more twisted side in the story. In the comics, he wipes Thor of all his memories and makes Thor believe he's actually a dude named Donald Blake. In another interesting twist, instead of the Marvel heroes disappearing on their own into space, they decide to shoot Hulk into space. In the 1940s, comic books started to emphasize that they were for children by giving all their major heroes a kid sidekick. Bucky Barnes was introduced as a young lad who fought alongside Captain America. Eventually, Barnes was killed off in spectacularly brutal fashion. The Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't a popular comic like the rest of the Marvel comics, but was a huge risk for Marvel. One of the biggest changes was to the character Yondu, who in the comics was actually a hero and a founding member of the original Guardians of the Galaxy team.
Enough nonsense, Ravager! Time to
But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What do you think about all these moments, and which one surprised you the most? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.